Now, Moonlife and I have got something to open here. I've been sent a package by Uni-Joy. They've sent me their new joystick, which they plan to release, and they asked me if I would like to test it. So I said yes, and I thought, why not just like, share the experience with all you as well, since I'm going to be trying it on a couple of systems. Okay, looks like a pen. Nice. As you see, more info at unijoy.com. Oh, something else. Oh, this looks nice. It's a mouse mat, of course, but actually, the colors, I like it. I think it's their logo. There we go. Nice. Quite a modern retro type of look. Right. The joystick. Okay, Uni-Joy business card here. The sticker is too nice to be thrown away. The sticker is too nice to be thrown away. So I'll just stick it in the box somewhere. Right, so here I have been sent the actual prototype of the Uni-Joy. So this is not the final, you'll see like, rough edges and so forth. As you can see here, this is a prototype, it's been 3D printed and so forth, but the final ones will not be. It's kind of quite touching that I've been sent a prototype. It's sort of exciting that way. I have to say it feels good so far. That's a good kind of... And normally I'm not a fan of these type of joysticks, these flight simulator type of joysticks, but this one actually feels good. Because I've had quick shots and they just feel too like stiff and rough and so forth. I have to say I actually feel quite honored to be sent a prototype of this joystick. I didn't expect that. You can see here, this particular one is 3D printed and, but the final one will not be. They said that, the final one will look much better and so forth. I have to say this already looks good. So, I'm looking forward to the final one. Now this one here, as you can see, is the DB9 version. Judging by the box, you can get this as DB9 USB, RGB LED flashback, and also forced kickback, which I think, it does have vibration. I'm kind of excited about trying this on a few retro computers I have here. Come on, let's do it. Okay, so the first switch on. And it lights up here. And a beautiful glow on the buttons. And this is just the prototype. Okay, so this Amiga 1200 is actually not mine, it's Rich's. And the reason I'm using it is because Rich has got his WHD load installed already, whereas mine I've recently installed OS 3.2 and I'm just like reinstalling everything. I forgot to actually put WHD load on it. One thing to note, it does not have the suction cups. That I'm totally fine with, to be honest, because as long as it has some grips which grip unlike these, like rubber grips which grip onto a surface, I'm personally fine with it. My brother, on the other hand, always preferred to use the actual suction cups and press it down and stick it to the desk. I don't know, for me, I'd like to sometimes just move around while I'm playing. So for me, this is just ideal. So, that's just my preference. And, they've catered for that, so that's good. Now, my joystick of choice has always been the Zipstick. That I've used all along. Thanks to my older brother who actually bought this initially, chose this out of all of them. I'm so glad he did because this is just, it's my favorite joystick of all times. Knowing Uni-Joy initially approached me to test this joystick, I saw it and my initial thought, I won't lie, was one of these. Or something similar to this. Now, I'm really not a fan of this type of joystick. If you think that the Uni-Joy is going to be like one of these, or one of these, or one of these, to give it its due, when I received it and I started using it a bit, it was nothing like any of these. Don't let the image of these joysticks here, if you're like me and you're not keen on them, don't let the image of these joysticks ruin this, because to be honest, this is actually kind of won me over a bit with this type of joystick. The feel of it, the sturdiness of it, I have to say that for me this is probably the first joystick that's actually of this design that's actually sort of I've enjoyed playing on. It just feels like I have good control over it, and you know, the resistance is just perfect for me actually. To be honest with you, I'm impressed. I didn't expect it to be this good. Now if I wish to gauge a controller, this is the first ever game I go to. As I said, you know, it's the first ever game I played, but it's the game I've known most throughout my life. So, you know, it gives me a good sense of what a joystick is actually like. And always Sandbox Land. Okay, there's a lot of movement, that's for sure. I need to get used to that a little bit. It feels more arcade-like than home joystick-like. That I'll say, because there's quite a bit of movement going on. But other than that big movement, which, you know, I will eventually get to, I'll get used to, sorry. Ooh. Turbo Ball. Yes, love getting this one. In this game, I just absolutely love speed. I love the quicker I am, the more I love it. And yes, I'm very tempted to complete this game now, because every single time I play it, I just complete it. Oh, what the hey. Let's just see if I can complete it with the Uni-Joy. If I can complete this game with the Uni-Joy, that means I like the joystick. It's one of those games I know I like the back of my hand. Stepping up with jungly steps, no pun intended. Freak's sake. Go away! Get him on. Yeah! Freaking ghost train. Like, Joysticks should have always had 2 buttons. I mean, weren't there not games that supported 2 buttons on the Amiga and Commodore 64? As in, like, more games, as standard, I mean. Ooh! Turbo Ball! Yay! As in, what I mean is, by standard, joysticks should have had been 2-button joysticks. Why weren't they? Amiga's capable of 2 buttons. C64 is even capable of 2 buttons. So I don't know why they stuck with stick and 1 button. Yeah, power pills are starting to run out quicker and quicker the more you go along. Stupid freaking. And there's a key, let's eat it. Yeah. You freak. Go away. The power pill barely lasts. This actually looks like Sandbox Land. This color scheme, I mean. They actually look like sandboxes. No! Ah, freaking stupid thing! Ah, stupid freak!
This flowers or ice cream or whatever the freak is.
It's instant. Ah! Sue is still faster than you. I love the color of this level. It's the last level, yeah? But I love the color scheme. It's like this emerald green tealy thing going on with a purple background. It's just gorgeous. Turbo Ball! You better let me get that, cause I wanna finish this freaking level off. Oh my god, the freaking power pearl's instant off! Must just be another freaking sweet. Yes. I am gonna complete you. Duh. How did I even get that ghost? Stupid one sweet left. Oh, freak. Yes!
I completed it. Look. My glory as a pack maniac.
Now, another game which I think will be more of a challenge with this is Another World. Another World's another game I know like the back of my freaking hand. And I just complete it every single time I play it. This time I'm going to resist complicating it because, you know, this video is going to be so long. That's interesting. You press the second joystick and it comes with the access code. Okay, it's okay. I didn't know that. I just pressed it and it just happened. Okay, let's see how... Oh, this is obviously accelerated, so things happen a bit quicker. Not a good start. You have to literally be instant with it. Certain things work a bit too fast. mean, overall, it's not so bad. I thought it was gonna be difficult playing another world with this. It's actually not so bad at all. Oh, here comes Rick. You can ask him for more games. Hey. Okay, so let's see what the gameplay is here, because it was really tricky with the zip stick. Actually, it's quite nicer already. It doesn't feel like as strenuous on my hand. Shut up. It's actually nicer. Okay, so this Uni-Joy is way better than the zip stick on Zool. Actually, I'm kind of enjoying this now. Oh, shut up. Stupid bees. Okay, so Rich is in the main seat now. How is it? Do you feel?
Clicky.
Yeah, clicky.
That's actually quite nice, isn't it?
Are you one of these who, are you like Tam, who kind of need the suction cups?
I always held it, yeah. It was more natural for me to hold it.
Actually, that's true, because
But
it's...
with this having a flat base,
Yeah.
actually, you don't feel that. We'll see what it's like during the gameplay, but that seems
quite nice. Did the suckers actually bother you then, back then?
Yeah, I used to get like blisters on my fingers.
Actually, yeah, that's true.
That. It feels solid, doesn't it?
There's more movement in there, doesn't it? It feels like an arcade stick. An arcade mechanism.
It does. That's actually quite easy, isn't it?
It's much better, isn't it?
Yeah, way easier.
Yeah.
Hope if I was any good at this game.
I mean, I haven't played this for ages. I mean, we didn't play too much of it because of this reason.
Even using the up for jump is actually... it's nice. Yeah.
Oh,
Although, I wish you could remap that to be...
you can, if you go into the menu.
Actually, that's okay. You can try.
At least it's like another... You like me, you choose Turrican 1 over 2.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Yeah. Yeah, trust you. He is such an attention seeker.
I wasn't a fan of the quick shot.
No.
It's a classic.
So it's not just me.
I know people
Yeah.
love it, but it's not for me.
Same. But I kind of really like this one.
And even though there's a lot of movement, actually it feels really tight in the game.
Yeah.
Even for a platformer, it's like actually the controls feel really tight. Jumping's perfect.
But you get used to it sort of quick, don't you? With Another World, it took me a little while. It took me like halfway through the game, I started getting used to it. Right, so we're gonna have a game with this Conix Navigator, a game of Sensible World of Soccer, with this Conix Navigator, and we're gonna compare it with that. So basically, halfway through the game, we're gonna swap them around and just like compare them. I mean, I'm new to Sensible Soccer anyway.
It's a chip. So there's like fine controls you can do.
But how do you dribble the darn thing? Because every time I change direction, I lose the ball.
Yeah, you got to try and manoeuvre your man into the right position to keep hold of the ball. It's not like fixed to your feet.
Oh right, so it's not speedball too.
No. You kind of, yeah. It also depends how good the player is. I mean, obviously the zip stick's always a classic.
Yeah.
It works for anything. It's good on Sensible Soccer because the control's really tight. With this being a bit looser, you think it wouldn't be that great, but actually the controls are really tight, and this is so easily playable.
So would you say that that's probably the best joystick for that you played with Sensible Soccer with, or
I'd still use it.
You still use
No, I wouldn't. That's what I grew up playing with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah. But this, yeah, I wouldn't have any problems playing it at all.
Because to be honest, what I've even though this is my like first love and always will be my only love.
Yeah.
Zool is nightmare with it. I
Yeah.
find this better to play with Zool
Yeah.
than this, even though I love this joystick everything. So that is one with Zool, and by the sounds of it, what you're saying is one with Sensible Soccer. Right. So now we have the Commodore 64 out. And we're gonna test this with the Commodore 64 games. So, yeah, go on. You're more wiser in the Commodore 64 than I am. What game would you suggest? This is my favorite track from the entire Sam's Journey. The bass line in it. And melody. Oh, cool! I thought I got that then. Freaking Sonic and... Is that what you thought as well?
Just not say that. Sonic and Donald Trump.
I know. Donald Trump, I got it instantly. Why this one's... Oh, I don't know what this one does. Oh no! I thought it was a way down.
Be interesting without autofire.
Yeah, what if once you actually kind of put it on?
Yeah.
So I'll first shoot him up with this joystick. Oh, I like the parallax in the background.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Really nice touch that. I mean, this could almost pass as an Amiga game.
Yeah, I think so. I'd rather play this than freaking Blood Money.
Pac-Man meets kind of Lamatron.
That's nice.
You'll see what I mean. It's good fun.
It's the music.
Yeah. I'll put it on easy just to start with so we get used to it. Yeah, so it's co-op. You can shoot and you've got to collect all the dots as well.
Oh, right.
And you can get upgrades and monsters start spawning. So you can shoot in any direction.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And you can collect things to get power-ups. Ooh, this is a bit tricky on this.
Is it?
Yeah. So like if you shoot that bomb there, it will explode and it'll... Yeah, I'm finding this a little bit trickier on this joystick. How did you find Pac-Mania earlier? Because that
It
similar.
took some getting used to. It's alright, it just took some getting used to. Oh my god.
Yeah, let's take a bit of. There's the key look down there. That is good for me. So if you get the key, then the entrance, the exit will appear, and
So that's kind of
you've got
like
to get to the key to the exit.
that feels like Pac-Man meets Lamatron meets Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like those 3 games in one.
Yeah. I like the fact it's co-op though. I quite like that.
What's it called again? Get 'em DX.
Get 'em DX, yeah.
Yeah, I like the co-op thing. Oh, darn it. So we know who prefers the Amiga. Mr. Neelix.
All the way to the boss.
Yeah?
All the way to the boss and died.
Oh! Just a bit of a conclusion, in my opinion. At first, I thought it was going to be a joystick like this. You know, I was a bit skeptical about it when I first saw it, because it has that, of course, it has the same sort of form factor and image. However, I was pleasantly surprised after playing all these games. We've played games of like a few genres here, and actually I can say, you know, in some of them, definitely I would, well, a couple of them at least, I'd prefer this over my beloved Zipstick, which I still love and it's still my favorite. You know, things like Zool, and then also Speedball. I kind of enjoyed playing Speedball on this, even though there was still, it took some getting used to.
No, I picked that up straight away for Speedball. That is really good for Speedball. And I'm surprised how good it was for Sensible Soccer as well.
Sensible
Because
Soccer,
normally
yeah.
these big floppy things are rubbish for Sensible. But
He means these big floppy things
these
here.
big floppy things. You can put that back in the box actually.
Yeah,
I don't want to see that again. But that is actually really good for Sensible Soccer. And I'm surprised by that.
Yeah.
Because normally you need really tight controls, which is why I like the comics
Yeah.
and things like that.
Actually,
That was surprisingly good, and the Speedball was great for.
because from what you've said, you use normally the Skeletrix controller for you don't use the Skeletrix controller for speeds for Sensible Soccer. And why is that? Why do you normally use that for?
Well, normally I can't, work with such a big shaft. I have to use the sponge. No, normally, because this is a really tight control, so for doing quick turns and the little bits of aftertouch on the Sensible, that is just perfect. And
Which one's that again? The Konix
Navigator.
The one thing I know, the actual switches inside, they're not micro switches from the sounds, because it sounds exactly like the other Konix, which I repaired. They're not actually, it's actually one whole entire mechanism with thingy built in, and it sounds exactly the same. But I have to say, this, even though, did you say many people really hated these?
Most people hated those, and they look stupid as well.
I mean, I won't argue with that. It is a bit like strange, but I have to say the mechanism on these is actually pretty good. And this is from, you know, my experience of the other one, which I repaired. I mean, not for all games, but for certain games. But for Sensible Soccer, you
That was my go-to.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Zipstick could do anything, and it was good for that as well. But I stayed away from things like quick shots and those big floppy.
the one that you could just
Yeah.
throw on the side.
So I didn't think this would be so good. For Sensible. So, yeah.
It's like, because the Zip Stick normally was the all-rounder, really, isn't it? You can play literally everything with it. I mean, some things are painful, like Zool. But this probably comes closest to an all-rounder after this, for me.
Yeah,
What
it
about
was
for
good
you?
for pretty much everything. I mean, I love shoot 'em ups.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I'm missing was auto fire every now and again, but I know
Yeah.
they're working on that.
Yeah, that's right. I think they're working on something that is a little better than auto fire. Apparently, something that's a bit. I mean, I'm curious because they haven't actually mentioned what exactly it is. So I'm actually curious to see what they come up with. Yeah, I do a few times, especially with the PDA we've just played, that the auto fire is just it's required for
Just
that.
need it every now and again.
Because it's like I felt like I was gonna get RSI. Like, this part of my wrist was aching.
But again, for the shoot 'em ups, it was really good.
Mm.
And normally I'd use a Zip Stick for those, but that was just.
I think the Soul Force has an advantage because it kind of has the option of having auto fire on
Yeah.
in the software itself, so it's sort of that kind of
Yeah.
alleviates that problem. But you enjoyed with Soul Force.
Yeah, again, really tight controls, the movement, everything is just spot on. And like you say, at times it feels like it's more like an arcade stick than it does an actual.
Yeah, and you were talking about the twist of this thing.
Yeah, it kind of just fits. The fact there's movement in it.
I remember you mentioning, and I hadn't even said anything to you at that point, that about the turning. The shaft
Yeah,
actually turns.
Like it's not rigid, if you know what I mean. It's like it turns, which allows you to get your position much better. Especially when it's fixed to the desk, it actually you can.
Yeah.
And if you're left-handed as well, I guess it just feels a bit more natural. I hold the joysticks normally,
Yeah.
but I hold them very strange. I've got quite big hands, and I kind of grip it like this. And I noticed that this was catching quite a lot.
Like this bit.
Yeah, normally I have to hold joysticks, but I found myself actually playing with it more on the actual base, which I don't normally do, and it feels, it actually feels really good. I didn't actually notice I was doing that. So this just is nice, and it lets you hand rest. Holding it, I think if you don't hold it strangely like me, it's not an issue anyway. If you hold it at the side, it's
Yeah, because that's exactly how I.
Yeah, and you didn't
Yeah.
notice that issue at all, did you?
No, not at all.
It's just me. I think I just hold them strangely, and that was getting in the way a little bit. But like I say, I noticed I was having it on the desk, and I normally can't do that. I normally have to hold it.
I mean, so look how my natural sort of instinct would be to kind of like hold it like this.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's interesting that you naturally gravitated towards having it on the desk actually, or the table or surface.
Well, the other thing with suction cups as well is that even though they're fixed to the table,
Yeah.
they still move around a bit as there's still a lot giving it, so you'd be pushing left and the thing would be sliding and
Did
pulling
that
up.
so much.
Whereas this, it's actually planted.
Yeah.
Because it's so square at the bottom, it's planted and it doesn't move.
That's a good point actually. I have to say myself, I'm actually impressed. I did not think I would be as much as this. Now, if you are wondering about this joystick and where to get one or where to buy one, well, at the moment this is just a prototype. They're not in production just yet. However, there will be a Kickstarter in future, and there's more info on Uni-Joy.com. Also, on the website you will find an FAQ which answers quite a few questions about this, which even I had, like auto fire and I mean the suction cups didn't bother me, but the auto fire and the 2-button thing, I mean it is a 2-button. I keep pressing that.
You just want to play it.
I just want to play it, that's true. But yeah, there is one version which they're working on, and it actually has vibration, and this is on Amiga. Anyway, so that is all for today. I hope you enjoyed this, but don't forget there's gonna be an extra video with gameplay of this thing. I've had to cut all the gameplay footage short for this particular video because I want to concentrate on the joystick and the review of the joystick. But we've had a lot of fun playing games using this, and I will show the full footage of all these games in a video that's coming up very soon actually. So for now, Rich and I will say adios. Thanks so much to all my patrons for supporting my channel, especially to you very kind top tier supporters of mine who deserve an extra special thanks. Rich Garbett, Electronscape, Axel Dominator, Aaron Metcalf, Corey Ostman, Mark Bosak, Starlight Minako, and Chris Sevelinsky. Have a lovely evening everyone. Until next time, adios!